Alright, today we're going to be discussing formatting our papers. So one of the things we're going to be doing in this course is writing all of our work in MLA format. In other courses or at the college level, you may learn to write in APA or Chicago, but for the purposes of English courses, we will be writing in MLA. We will be working on this through 9th and 10th grade to meet the standard to write and edit and work so that it conforms to the guidelines in a style manual, MLA, appropriate for the discipline and writing type. So what is MLA format? Simply, it is a way in which we lay out our papers and do citations so that it is uniform and easy for the readers to read. They know where to find the information. They know what your citation is going to look like. They know where to find your name. Everything's going to fit and be easy to read on your pages. So today we are just going to be focusing on how we format our papers in Word. I personally find it better to go ahead and set up your formatting before you even type one word of your paper. So the first thing you want to do is set up your font and size. So on the home page of Word, select Times New Roman and your font size as 12 points as your font size. Anything that is not Times New Roman and 12-point font will not be accepted. Anything that is not Times New Roman and 12-point font will not be accepted. The reason is we want it all to be uniform. We want everybody to be able to read it easily. So that's why we use that font. It's a very easy font to read. You may think it's boring or not the prettiest thing you've ever seen, but it is very simple to read. So next, let's take a look at our margins. We want to have 1-inch margins all the way around. So if you look under page layout, there'll be a margins option. Most of the time it is already set to what Word calls as normal, which is 1-inch margin, all 4 sides, top, bottom, left, and right. And this will help make your paper look uniform, like I said before, and there's no risk of anything not printing correctly. It also leaves plenty of room for your header, and I'll talk about that in just a second. Next, we want, while we're already on the page layout tab, we want to set up our spacing. So there's a paragraph section under the page layout, and there's a little box with an arrow on it next to where it says paragraph. Click on the small arrow to the right of where it says paragraph to set up your spacing. Or you can right click on anywhere on your document, and one of the options that comes up is paragraph, and the same menu will open. So you should just be able to select double space and click OK. You can also, when you do that, select double space or double underline spacing. You can click set as default, so you don't have to do that again. So it'll automatically do that. And you can do it for this document only or all documents based on the normal template. So I would say in most of your classes, your teachers are going to want double spacing. So it would be easier just to go ahead and set that as the default. So next, let's talk about the heading. The heading is at the top right-hand side of your paper. Your heading will be your last name and the page number. This is really useful in case your paper becomes unstapled, gets out of order, or mixed up with someone else's paper. So we want to have your last name and the page number on every page, and I'm going to show you a really easy way to do that. So first you want to go to Insert, and there is an option for Header. Just select the first one that says blank that comes up and click on it. You want to have it all the way to the right side of the paper, so you're going to have to go back to the home page and select under paragraph, justify right or align right. So it goes your cursor should be all the way to the right hand side. So go ahead and type your last name and then a space, and then hit the control key. Sometimes it just says CTRL and F9 on the top part of your keyboard, control F9. And this will give you a box to fill in, a little gray box. And all you do is type page, the word page, P-A-G-E, and right click it and select update field. There's a little red exclamation mark, and select update field. This will automatically number your pages for you, so you don't have to worry about them getting out of order because you tried to do it a different way. So this automatically does it for you. So it should have your last name. So in my case, it'll say West, W-E-S-T, space, and then the page number. So as you type, it'll automatically fill in for you. So let's talk about your heading and title. For the purposes of our class and most of your other classes, but I won't speak for other teachers, you're not going to need a title page. We're just going to want you to go ahead and put your title, your heading and your title on the first page. So make sure you're out of the heading section where you've already put your name and the page number, and justify it. Make sure it's all the way aligned to the left or justified left, and you're going to type your full name. So in my case, it would be Elizabeth West, and then hit enter, and that should be double space because you already set that up. Then you're going to put your teacher's name. So in that case, it would be me, Mrs. West. Hit enter again. You're going to put the name of the course. So 9th grade literature is acceptable. You can put that there. And then hit another enter, and you're going to put the date. That is your title. That's going to be what's expected on the top first page of every paper you turn in. So your name, my name, the name of the class, and the date. So that's going to be right there at the top every single time. Then you're going to hit enter again, and you're going to want to center it. So under paragraph, there's a center option. And then you're going to want to type the name of your paper. So it just depends on what you're working on. It could be first draft, like if you're just practicing something, you haven't come up with your name, or if we're reading a book and you're writing a review of it, you're going to write the name of that book. Or this is where you can be a little bit creative about your title. You don't want your title to be italicized or underlined or bold or in all capital letters. None of that. Just capital the first letter of each word, and like you would normally in a title. Just nothing. There's no reason to bold or underline or italicize any of it because it is right there at the top. It's already centered. We know it's your title. We don't need any additional help locating it. That's the great thing about MLA format, or when you're formatting a paper in other classes. When you follow the rules of the formatting, we don't have to search for things because there's a specific way everything is supposed to be. Next, so then you just hit enter, put it back to align left or justify left, just like you did in the heading, and you're going to indent each paragraph. So you hit the tab button, to start your paragraph, and that's where you start your introduction. So that is basically how you're going to be setting up your papers for MLA format, which you will write in this format for all of your English classes through your high school career. So that wraps up my MLA formatting introduction.